Hey guys, welcome back to D20 House. We just came back from our 5-minute break. Tonight, we are playing Vast Horizons. Woot woot! Well, everyone who stuck around for the break, thank you very much. We know we love you. And
for those of you on YouTube, it's a new video.
It's a new video.
You didn't have to stick around. Speaking
of the new video on YouTube and everyone watching live, guys, please make sure you go check out the artist responsible for all the awesome sci-fi kind of cyber tunes that we've been listening to. State Azure on Spotify, YouTube. State Azure's awesome, kind of old school synthwave modular artist that I've been a big fan of for several years, and they gave us permission to use all their music on stream. Please go check them out. They've been more than generous, and their music is just dope. So, you know. Got a fun little track here called Arboreal Life. Guys.
Literally every track is so nice. They're all so pretty and just very thematic. Yeah.
It's all made with modular synth. I don't know if you understand how complicated that
I absolutely do
is.
not.
I'll show you when we go home.
Okay.
The first thing we notice is how green the sky is. It's not just the planet's surface that's super green, it's the atmosphere. It is like a kind of mixed like bluish sky, but there's just this light hazy greenness in the upper atmosphere. And yeah, it just kind of like filters all of the light here.
Like an aurora borealis.
Yeah, but it's not like
concentrated.
It's not like super colorful and fiery. You know,
this latitude and longitude.
I hate it here. It's not super fiery or like
this time of night.
Vibrant. It's just like a kind of latent greenness to the sky, and it doesn't seem like it's just the color of the sky here. You know. Seems like there's
famous Tumblr post.
There's something in the air, and but it's breathable, whatever it is, you know.
Okay.
It still keeps like the filter mask on.
Absolutely, yeah. You can just keep your helmet on and everything.
Yeah.
Dr. Nora does some readouts. It's chlorophyll. There's chlorophyll in the atmosphere, and that's why the atmosphere is so dense and rich.
Okay.
Air algae.
Yeah, there's algae in the sky.
We're into that.
It's just like microscopic amounts of it.
Whatever.
But yeah, there's just this like cumulostratus is the really long and thin fluffy clouds, right? Yeah. It's just like that, but the whole sky's blanketed with that at an upper altitude. But otherwise, it's actually a pretty familiar environment, at least to you. It's not like super Terran, you know? You don't have like pine trees and shit, but like it's a very kind of dense thicket of forest that's kind of jungly, you can tell, but it's not like completely tropical. This is just like a very wild, temperate forest, right? You get the sense though that there are probably some pretty big animals that live in these woods though.
Yeah.
And as you guys are kind of like going around, these humanoids that live on this planet, which you have not heard a name for their species yet, by the way, these humanoids are relatively human-like. They're a little shorter than humans. You know, you're looking at like low 5 feet is the average and not high 5 feet.
Okay.
Their skin is kind of just this like stony kind of grayish color, although some of them kind of air blue a little bit and some of them kind of start to like air brown a little bit. So they have a bit of variation. But otherwise, you know, 2 eyes, mouth, small, slightly less developed nose. They don't have like huge visible ears, but they do have like an ear canal. They just don't have these big lobes like we do.
Lizard ears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably like a membrane or something. But they don't have any hair that you notice. And they're very, you know, just a little shorter, much thinner.
I ain't gonna blend in around here.
No, not at all. They all just have like long, thin limbs and relatively kind of lean torsos. So, yeah. These people, all these like aliens look at all of you with just not like fear, but mostly just kind of.
And are they slightly greenish?
No, they're kind of stony.
Brown. Oh, stony.
Stony.
Stone blue.
At most, they're like very gray blue,
Yeah.
or they're very grayish brown.
Got
you know,
it.
but they're mostly kind of in the middle gray.
And they're kind of apprehensive? Or?
They're like apprehensive. It doesn't seem like they're afraid, but they're just like very like confused and kind of
Curious but cautious.
Curious but cautious. Perfect. But they've seen plenty of humans before.
Maybe I will fit in.
Nora just kind of like looks over her stuff one more time. All right, and she takes her helmet off, and they seem to at least react better to that. They see a person under this metallic and kind of fiber suit, She goes up to them and just kind of like waves hello, like tries to like bow or like go to shake a hand.
That's a good. Hey,
They're very confused.
do you know what type of language these guys even speak? I mean, I don't want to insult them if I try and wave at them or something else like that. I know that everyone has different ways of communicating.
I'm sure I'm
we're
not going to pick
sound-based.
up on it anyway.
Well, they're
Do we hear them cheering amongst each other?
eusocial, so they're mostly. Right?
Well, depends. Is it like pheromones?
From what I understand, they don't have a structured verbal language the way that we do, but they do gesture and they have kind of like a rudimentary sign that they do, but mostly all of the communication is done over short distance.
Shortwave radio.
Telepathy.
Oh. Well, I don't got that. How do you say
Yeah.
hello?
They have there should be interpreters on site, but I think, from what I understand, if you just make like a very limited eye contact and just kind of bow to them, like present your head to them a little bit.
They don't got teeth, right?
They don't have. Their teeth are pretty similar to ours. They have less of them.
All right, that makes me feel a little bit safer.
Yeah,
Never know. New world, creepy crawlies.
they don't have claws or anything. They don't have any natural weapons.
Well,
like-
I already.
They're like us.
Got it.
They're
Simple observation. Do they live underneath the ground, or at least in their little structures? Because like these.
they live above ground, but they also some of them live underground.
Just was thinking about the colors and how they blend. Usually critters try and look around their environment.
There's a reason this planet's called Labyrinth.
Oh man, I like lurking.
Yeah, you guys get to like Helena's already way ahead of you, going through the middle of this village down towards the plastoid hab. You
Yeah.
know, and oh no,
Holy Nivian, thanks for the 45 biddies.
hey, thank you. What's going on?
But they have the strength of 16 silverback gorillas. Let's hope not.
Yeah. No. You guys see on the outskirts of this village, though, primitive machines.
Okay.
Like cranes and stuff made
Yeah,
from assembled wood and
winches
stone.
and stuff.
They have the 4 basic machines here.
Or basic food groups.
I refuse to acknowledge the other
Beans,
2
bacon,
machines.
whiskey, and
That's
lard.
bullshit. There's only 4. There's not 6. Okay. Anyway, me being mad at the scientific community. You guys can explore. You can try to interact with locals, or you can go talk to these human scientists. But in the distance, you see it. This massive structure. It's gotta be like hundreds of feet, like higher than you currently. But also, you know, like you're at the edge of it. This is not the highest point on this structure.
Yeah, this is tail end.
It is just this huge, like almost like bedrock, like just shelf of earth. And you can tell from a distance, they are very large, tessellating, interlocking blocks. They're not all just like square bricks that like a pyramid, right?
Yeah.
They are varying shapes, and they're all enormous. These people have put forth a Herculean effort to move these huge, seemingly randomly kind of shaped stone pieces into this massive architecture.
I'm talking to the scientists.
You know,
first.
they're all
I
at
want to
least
gauge the scientists.
yeah, they're all at least like squared, you know, but some of them are like it's very Tetrisy, right? Lots of different shapes. You guys can go to the hab and speak to the scientists. There are 5 of these scientists here, and they all seem to be kind of waiting for Miss Dubois to show up. On your way to the hab, your like keen security guy instincts kind of pick up. There's just this kid staring at you, this alien child. You can very easily tell it's like, you know,
Just
a
slumped
juvenile,
over in the corner.
just like staring at you with just this like kind of blank,
Not the Kubrick stare again.
Yeah.
kind of like
The Shining.
Damn
it's
it.
kind of like blank. It's not like full Kubrick stare, but this kid's just like,
I tried the little
Looking.
nod.
and he just nods at you. Roll notice.
Oh, that's not the greatest I've ever done. 7.
Every adult who has kind of bowed to you, you've noticed like a strange kind of like bump on the back of their neck that does not match the skin tone of the rest of their
They got like a third eye thing going on.
It almost kind of looks like some kind of implant, but it's organic, and it's like attached to, you think, the base of their skull. This child does not have one. And the kid just kind of bows to you and then like scampers off literally on all fours. And you don't just like runs off to one of these little wooden huts. The kid was just like looking at you funny. That's
And
all.
he don't have one of them little buggy bits. I'm gonna ask the scientists about what the hell,
Absolutely.
what their little neck bump is.
You guys go inside to meet the scientists. It appears they're all human. There's 2 men, 3 women here. None of them are like super. They're not like going to be like super social with you guys, but you can absolutely ask questions and stuff. They're here. They're on the job.
Yeah.
You know. One of the women, though, when you guys meet her, she does like bow to each of you in the very same like custom of the natives, and you see she has the same shit on the back of her head.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning or good evening, and the rest. Actually, speaking of that very topic, the rest need to download a lot of data about this plant and the rest, like the sun cycle and the rest. Sorry, we're newcomers from the ship.
Oh no, you're quite all right. We get people bringing supplies or personnel here semi-frequently.
Oh, sweet. Well,
A couple times a year.
Also got a couple of manifestos that we'll need to pick up some extra food rations for coming up this next mission.
All right. Well, days here only last about 12 hours. Nights last about 10.
How cold are they?
There's some variance. Night is not too cold. We're in a pretty good spot in the orbits here. So, but the orbit's kind of elliptical. You don't need to worry about it. But the winters, the nights get uncannily cold.
Oh. Snow cycle? Or
No snow cycle.
oh,
No.
can't be that bad.
The atmospheric moisture is not concentrated enough to support heavy precipitation. The water cycle here is very unique, you may find. But you guys have brought our person.
Oh yeah, the explorer. She took off. She'll be around.
she's
until I
here.
Contact you guys.
He's not like asking. He's just saying like you guys have brought our person. You're welcome to stay on your ship. You're welcome to stay here at the hab. We have some extra space. You can use our tools and our resources if you want to.
Oh, I understand. Well, and I do have more questions about the local. Is there any dangers, like dangerous plants or dangerous animals?
Here, yeah, that they get a PDA and they want to like interact with you, and they're going to download the information directly to your suit.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking
We got a
after.
little PowerPoint presentation on it.
Also,
Yeah.
is there any
Perfect.
regulations and permits for hunting?
No, this is not a regulated planet. Actually, this planet's protected.
Is there any edible animals?
Protected means don't go.
No, as in like governments can't form here.
Oh, okay. So like,
There's no regulation.
so like he can just walk out and blast
You
what
can
he feels.
you can go do your thing as long as you're not
Anyways, don't
upsetting.
blast.
As long as you don't upset any locals.
Well, yeah, that's
You're
also
fine.
yeah. That's why I was asking about the political climate of things, and also what's safe to eat around here and the rest.
Yeah, they show you in the almanac they just downloaded to you like all the things you're good to. They're like, this is the thing you do not hunt. This will hunt you. This is the thing you don't want to kill. These are sacred to the locals. These are from plants you don't want to touch. This one's delicious. And they just kind of get you through all of it. You can come back and use their synthesizing machinery and such if you want to use that. Obviously, you have your own on board the ship, though, right? Yeah, but they just kind of tell you you have the run of this kind of village. Things are actually like very lax here. They have a very good relationship with the locals.
Good.
As long as I don't upset the balance and the rest, but I do plan on a hunting trip and the rest. I got the earth of this very planet. Now I need an animal of it and some plants. Well, mainly the food type.
This lady that's got the bump on the back of her neck, is she the only one out of the scientists?
She's the only human with one.
I would like to get an opportunity to pull one of the others to the side
Yeah.
and just ask about it.
Yeah, you pull another one of the women aside, and she's
Not to like pry or whatever, but you know, they got this little bump thing that I saw. And...
Her name is Minerva.
Uh-huh.
She's one of the two kind of chief scientists here. She's our interpreter.
And that bump plays a part in interpreting.
That is a symbiotic organism.
Oh.
She's allowed it to burrow
Oh.
onto her body and
Uh-huh.
connect itself to her neural stream.
Uh-huh.
We can remove it anytime. It is not a danger to her life. And it allows her to communicate with the people here.
Right.
She's not part of their network. It just doesn't work like that, but it does allow her to communicate with them at short distance.
And these things ain't just like hopping around tree to tree waiting to drop on your neck.
They are a native life form. They are not predatory. They are symbiotic. They're parasitic.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be
parasitic.
out there just like, I'm a FUD.
But they won't just...
I'm just saying, right, if we go on a hike, we ain't at risk of it, like, ticking us.
These things do not exert their will over other creatures.
Sure. Cool. That's all I needed to know. Scientists are always hippies. It burrows into your neck and connects to your neurons. Oh, but it doesn't enforce its will on you at all.
No, she's in control of it.
Of course.
It's just, feeding nutrients off of her, but she then has access to its psionic abilities. And that's kind of all that entails. That's all she explains to you.
Wouldn't expect anything more.
Okay, we're here. Let's not fuck shit up. But you guys are not particularly far from the Megalith. You're less than like a mile's hike, and it's not very treacherous terrain.
It's like a managed jungle.
It's a pretty managed jungle. I mean,
Okay.
the indigenous life forms live here,
Yeah.
and from what you can tell,
They clear the underbrush and stuff.
they're clearing the whole jungle in preparation for expansion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we go towards the thing,
Yeah.
or who's gonna stay on the ship? Like, is anyone?
I've got a little side thing to do.
I need to, whatever duties I need to complete first, I will do, but then I want to check it out.
Yeah, so I'll prepare first off, make sure that we have set food that's not only safe to eat, but good to eat for our trip back and replenished, because that's the first thing that I'd be working on. So I'll stay on the ship until that's completed. And then I'll probably actually ask for permission from the captain to be able to explore in the jungles and seeing if he can actually, he's not going to outright hunt something. He's more or less going to take in the sights. And I guess if the opportunity presents itself, then he'll hunt.
You see something, he's like, my almanac says that's fine. Then he'll
that is
shoot it.
delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's delicious and the rest, but like
Alien deer. Yeah.
well, with the local being so, he's a little bit more lax, but he also wants to see what the planet has.
You're welcome to explore around here. If you can get a guide, either one of the scientists or, if they approve it, one of the locals, I trust you to know your way around a firearm. I think you'll be plenty safe. This shouldn't be a particularly dangerous stretch of woods.
Yeah, and just for the sightseeing and the rest. It's not like home, but it's definitely interesting.
Cool. We head down to the site. Anyone else? So you're staying on the ship.
I'm asking the scientists. I just got a couple generic questions for helping me navigate around.
Absolutely.
Since we're in a village with all these locals, I just want to know. I don't need, a translator. I don't need to have full-blown conversations with people, but I would like to know, gestures, just some generic ones. Good, bad. Like, do they get that? They get like a thumbs up, thumbs down kind of deal? Do they understand pointing for directions? Mm-hmm. General things.
Yeah, they have the pointing, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
All that kind of stuff is pretty basic. They're kind of general like affirmations, and they're positives and they're negatives, right? Positive is usually something like this, and then negative is something like this. And that's like about it for them, like in terms of very basic communication.
Okay.
It's like all you need to worry about, really.
Yeah. I try to pick up on a couple generic things. So that way, somebody comes running by me and does some frantic gesture, I would like to understand if that is wildfire run, big beast run, or like some kind of danger indicator, or if it's like, the festival's going on, let's party. Because who knows?
Yeah. It's hard with an alien species you cannot communicate with.
Yeah.
They're very, even though they're actually super like similar to humans, at least physiologically, they're just so alien.
Right.
There's something about their culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get the basics. You know how they say things like food, like danger. They like show you just like a very basic, like probably like 20 things. And that's like perfect.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, when people start slipping away, I'm going to kind of take to the shadows and do some observation. And I would like to seek out that kid if possible.
Sure. Yeah, you go seek out that kid. When you it's not too hard to find the same child. There are a lot of children running around, but
Start
they have like
skulking
distinctive
around.
marks,
Yeah.
in their in the tone of their skin.
I mean, and the big bump on the back of the neck missing.
You notice none of the children of this particular kind of size have the things implanted. And when you go find this child, you see actually one of the researchers is interacting with this kid, and what seem to be multiple adults. You don't know if any of them are like his parents, or if you think they're like a family unit.
Like to just stay hidden and observe.
Yeah, this researcher, he's one of the human guys. He doesn't have an implant, but his name is Diz, and he's just kind of looking over the kid. You think he's just like checking him like medically, just like doing a goodwill screening for the people in this village.
Sure.
And he goes to leave, and things for these like people in this little wooden just like hut seem pretty good. Things seem pretty normal. This is like a family unit of like 2 children and 3 adults, and you can kind of like watch from afar through these like semi-open, kind of exposed like thatch walls.
Yeah.
Like they are eating a mixed kind of diet, but you see the parents are communicating with this child in a bit more of like a complex like sign than what you've been
Right.
than what you've observed.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to listen in on the full conversation, but
The parents do not communicate with each other in that way at all.
right. They just have their psionic thing going. I guess just maybe a generic like kids in trouble.
No.
Just conversation
Yeah. With whom? With Diz, I guess?
from the parents to the kid, the gestures. If I get any like disciplinary or warning or praise.
One of the few things you see that you recognize is that one of the parents, or one of the adults at least, points out the kind of like thatched walls towards the megalith in the distance, and they say something like to the negative. They're like, "No, like do not,
Don't go there.
yeah,
It's something with the fungus. It's something with the brain fungus. It's not these people that are making it.
it's not
I
fungus
knew
by the way. It's like it's an animal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's this.
It's like a big grub that they've allowed to rest on the base of their neck and
Disgusting.
burrow like down to their fucking nervous system.
Shit.
Is there
I thought we
a
used a little
time-
bump. I was like imagining like something like the size, like maybe of a golf ball.
Subtle? No.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It is.
Does the kid
it's a little bit bigger than a
leave
golf
the house?
Kid leaves the house, roams around the village.
Can I get his attention at some point covertly?
Sure thing. Yeah, roll a sneak for me, I guess, or whatever that equivalent is.
Yeah, sneak is what it is.
Yeah, it is
Man,
sneak.
I'm not rolling super hot today, but that is 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, you get the kid's attention, and he kind of just like comes towards you, very like reserved, just kind of looks at you.
I give him the little bow thing again.
He does not fully like bow to you, like he
He's
like have.
cautionary. I do a gesture for like question.
Yeah, he just kind of like picks at like the like.
Just scratches.
Like the like leather pants he has, but he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like what most of these people wear. And he just looks at you and just
I just do a little, tap to the back of the neck where the grub sits.
His eyes kind of like a little bit wider, and he
Give a little like. So little good.
It's good, but then he like points at himself and he's just, and he kind of, and then he takes you into his hut and offers you food.
Huh? Is it on the approved list?
Yeah, this is all fine for you guys to eat.
It's all
Yeah.
kosher.
But it is approved.
A cautionary.
They cook it to a degree that might not sit well with your human physiology. You know, it's like not gonna poison you, but you might not like it. So
Just not like distasteful.
yeah.
I've eaten some bullshit in my day.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I just do a little nibbling kind of deal. Being polite.
It's like cooked on the outside and it's a little wetter and like on the inside. Then it's like ooh.
Yeah, like a texture probably.
Yeah, it's a texture thing. But I mean, you eat it and you're polite, and the adults they like give you the bow as well, but they can't communicate with you meaningfully.
Yeah.
One of them though does like point to the hab and then points to you.
Yeah, give them the affirmation that I'm hanging out there kind of deal. Gesture towards the ship kind of deal.
Then one of them points out towards the megalith in the distance
Yeah.
and says,
Is there a did I learn a gesture
Or
for
neutral.
unknown?
yeah, you would have.
Yeah. The shoulder shrug.
Yeah, something equivalent to
Or
that.
like-
Yeah.
And then
just
I
like-
gesture to them and
They do the same, and then the adult kind of does something you don't really recognize, but just,
mark that one down in my brain to check out
Yeah.
later.
touch lips, 3 fingers, and then this kind of sweeping motion,
Yeah.
and then the pound of the floor twice.
Hunger
Yeah.
Games.
Some kind of signal of it's going to do something, I bet.
But other than that, the child then kind of like tugs in your arm and wants to run with you out into like towards the woods. Do you want to follow this child around? Because now he's like latched onto you and wants to like run around with you around
Let's play.
town.
I'm cool with the kid showing me around.
Cool. Yeah, you go back to the ship, you do some basic stuff, and then you want to go run around the woods, right?
Yeah, just actually specifically more just like around the ship, like the local area and the rest. And actually, if there's a high point that he can either climb up to or just like a point where he can get a lay of the land.
These trees are pretty good for climbing, maybe.
Well, Shucky's still spry. He's got a dex of +2. Plus, also, whenever he walks, he makes no sound and tries to disturb nothing.
If
He
it's-
actually sneaks everywhere.
If it's higher than your wisdom, roll a notice with a dex bonus, because your ability to notice is going to depend on how high you can climb this tree.
Oh, okay.
You feel me?
Yeah. So
I think
notice
it's actually
it's
kind of cool combo.
+2, 8.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's actually it's easier than you'd expect, but then gravity. Yeah.
Oh, I'm starting to feel younger again.
Yeah, you can
30 pounds
you could
lighter.
even like take your gloves off your EVA if you wanted to, or
He just keeps the face mask. Actually, he probably just has his work uniform and everything else like that.
oh, so you keep like the ship suit filter, not like the full helmet.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you climb up this tree. You get a beautiful like view of this megalith in the distance, and this kind of huge.
He actually take out his binoculars and just start looking.
You kind of look out over. You're in like a valley, and you see there are like low kind of flat mountains that surround you guys. In the distance, you see like a huge cloud of like just dust coming from the mountains, and what was your total?
8.
Your binoculars, you think it looks like artificial, like maybe something's going on like the other side of the valley in the mountains themselves that has
some stone.
disturbed. Yeah,
He actually
that has disturbed the earth.
he checks his comms. Is he still in active range? Actually, how much range do we have in this valley?
Your comms, you'll be good anywhere.
Yeah,
It's a pretty big valley. You know, you're probably like what, 40 kilometers. You know.
Oh, okay.
In a team comms, he'll actually send a
You're
video
talking
of
Grand
just like
Canyon, not Debec. Yeah.
he'll send a team communications to everyone from our ship and like a crew comms. And he'll actually send a video of this. And it's just like, I'm doing a little bit of sightseeing. There's something strange going off in the horizon past on that megalith.
Yeah. Okay.
Glad you like it.
You do that. Riva gets back to you. She's just she's still aboard the ship, and she says, ship optics indicate. Oh damn! There's some stonework going on over there.
Do you think it's
I mean-
creatures? Like I hate
No.
to say it, but these guys look kind
There's
of scrawny.
locals.
There's some serious stonework. I mean, these life forms are moving the part of the mountain. Do you think they flatten the terrain and then use it as their building material?
There's a lot of flat top mountains that they could probably take it from either. I mean, that's probably the geology there, but I don't know. Maybe they dig deep down and bring it up. Who
They're
knows what
removing
they're
the
doing.
mountain because it's in the way.
And then they're going to use the mountain as
Yeah.
building material.
Absolutely.
They're completely terraforming their environment with primitive
They're
tools.
destroying their world for something else.
But also, like, they've been working on this for probably thousands, tens of thousands
Co-
of years.
Kosham? All right. Sorry, I keep on getting the names all messed up. Do we have a drone in the cargo that we could actually see about flying over there?
We'll have to get clearance from court. It's more a security thing, but
Have fun.
Well, after I'm done a couple hours of sightseeing, I'll see about if we can fly a drone over,
For
get
the
a better
pursuit
looky
of
loo what's
do you want me
going
to
on.
Absolutely.
bring it out to you?
No, I prefer just. I just like the sightseeing part. Maybe if I can see some of the critters. I don't know. You have to take in your land before you actually live amongst it. So
You see some creatures that are like small. There are flying things about. There are things that kind of run around in the underbrush. A lot of the life forms here are like quadrupedal. You see some things that are like kind of insect-like. It's very different, but it's startlingly similar to the kind of life forms you would expect from kind of Gaian systems and from like Pandora. Pandora, in fact, is probably a little more alien than this.
Oh yeah. Well, and the fact that there's not dangerous critters, like that's the first thing he would check to make sure that he's not in the territory of a dangerous one.
No.
Or see the markings.
All those things have been hunted out of this
Yeah, not
valley.
here.
It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, he takes in the sights. He actually takes probably a bunch of pictures to send home too.
Okay.
That'll be-
Kosham. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Okay. Kosham.
Yeah, so first he'll, his first priority is starting to get things reloaded and getting a plan for that because we have to restock. So I don't know if you want to roll for that or
No.
cool.
You guys, and you can start restocking
logistics.
immediately because like you might need to leave in like a day or two. You don't even know.
Yeah, so that's why
Cool.
he's got to get his work done, and then he will like go out and talk to some of these people, but if any of them want to talk, he's definitely. It's not often that you meet entirely eusocial like hive mind communities or species. So.
Yeah. You go about between the hab and the ship is just in like this huge kind of clearing on this kind of flat rock, right? It's not super easy like hauling all this shit back and forth alone all day basically. But you can get it done. They have a lot of food that's already been like synthesized down into its basic elements, so you guys can have it stored and ready for preparation. But you do get a recommendation from one of the other researchers in this facility. Go talk to the locals, like about food stuff. They might want to like send things with you. Might want to like give you kind of like a parting gift of like foods and cultural artifacts and other things,
That's very kind. Is there anything we shouldn't give them? Wouldn't want to kill anyone.
Well, yes, don't give them any weapons. I wouldn't give them anything
No.
made of...
No. As far as food.
Oh, no. They can... eat most of the things humans can eat. I wouldn't give them anything with particularly high citrus, but other than that, they have remarkably resilient biology.
So a bag of fries, something spicy won't hurt them.
Spicy,
Don't-
salty.
Don't give them anything
Sweet.
cold.
Nothing cold.
Mhm.
All right.
But that would be it.
Pretty lethal then. The cold.
No, it's bad for their symbiotes,
The symbiote.
for the creatures that are attached to them.
Oh, I haven't.
They have
I've not met anyone yet.
they all have creatures attached to them that allow them to access their special hive mind.
Oh,
It's
so
a
it's
s-
not.
it's a
It's not
sym-
biological.
no.
It's,
They are not naturally psionic.
oh.
In fact, I've never observed a member of their species that's naturally psionic.
They're not even a hive mind.
No.
It's the grubs.
Interesting.
And their horrid monstrosity queen that lives deep underground.
And where do the
Spook net.
symbiotes? Where do they come from? They're native to this planet as well.
They are.
Probably not.
In fact, I don't believe they can survive anywhere other than this planet. But don't give them anything cold.
Certainly.
Their digestive tract will go into shock, and then the symbiotic organism will detach from its host.
Yes. No, I'm not trying to kill anyone. If they have parting gifts for us, I'd certainly pass on a few of my own.
Absolutely.
Not much, but something.
Ever try beans?
Beans, bacon, whiskey, and lard.
All right. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, I'll go out after my work and like talk to the locals. He has his favorite. He has a stash of his favorite chips. They're called parahelix and they're shaped like strands of DNA. It's a Terran favorite,
Mm-hmm.
slightly spicy.
Oh, they're like Takis.
Yeah.
I hate it here. Yeah. It's slightly spicy. That should be fine.
I'd eat it.
You give someone like these spicy chips and they eat them and they like freak out a little bit because it's like spicy.
Spicy?
Mhm.
And so this is good. This is bad.
Mhm.
Okay.
No, they're just like
Bad.
they're just like and then like really, like
No, I totally like it.
they like ask for more.
Yeah, they can have the bag.
One of them like says like bad and asks for more anyway, you know? And it's like okay. Mhm. Shouldn't leave the bag with them, but yeah. Other than that,
Okay.
yeah, don't want to leave any of this like
Not lettering. Yeah.
material.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
they wouldn't even know what to do with it.
Yeah. Kind of
Alright.
point like
Be a
to
hat.
the structure.
Oh yeah, you point to it and they just.
What about my the others? Can they? One moment. Where's Nora? She's gonna want to see this.
Nora's gone.
She's already gone. She's chasing after.
Nora, if you gave her permission to leave, she would have gone.
Everyone else is gone. I was
I
still
can't
working.
not give her permission to leave.
Okay, cool. What is Omrit? Did Omrit already leave?
Armored's already gone.
Damn. Okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
They're all dead.
It's like half a mile down the road.
I
Like,
think you're honing in on your programming skills. You can
Mm-hmm.
maybe pilot this thing.
you see some like
Yeah.
interesting stuff. These people like their houses are mobile and modular, and they can like 4 adults will go and just like pick it up by its 4 like base pegs,
The Amish.
and they just move their houses like.
Wait, so we shouldn't leave any material here, obviously. But
No.
like, can I give them some of my knitting? Do they want some?
That should be fine.
Do
That's
they want some Feldenos
Clothing.
wool?
That's like an
Right, yeah.
organic material.
Yeah,
That's
some
fine.
Feldenos yarn. Okay, cool.
It's degradable.
I'll go get a skein of Feldenos yarn and I'll give it to them.
Just tubs of butter.
They get that. They offer you. They have like they would weave with like wood fibers
Uh-huh.
and like plant fibers,
Oh,
and they offer you things like that.
cool. We'll trade. That's cool.
Mhm.
I'm down.
Cool. But yeah, you get. Who wants to go?
Oh yeah.
You want to go? You're exploring the woods.
Absolutely not.
You're absolutely not. Okay.
Until I get a much better feel for this place because I'm not fool. At least I'm trying not to be.
Becky's already out and about.
He's not far. I'd say he'd sit near.
Riva's sticking around with you. She's on board the ship. She's like, I'm not going anywhere,
Oh, I'm
dog.
hanging out with the kid. I want to see what the kid has to show me.
Okay, yeah, you're running with the kid.
If he's got anything important. That's what I'm trying to glean here.
I'll send a little note on our PDAs or whatever. Like, anyone else traveling with the locals?
Captain Aira and Tobari are staying on the ship. They're like, we're just gonna do We're just gonna hold on.
Thank
Well,
God.
Yeah.
if you want company,
So-
message me. I'll come along. But
4 people aboard ship.
till
3
then, he actually
people-
just sends a picture probably what he's viewing. He's
Yeah.
like probably like climbing around
This
the
is
trees.
Hell
this
yeah.
is Dubois.
It's going to be Dubois.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, she had the blank EVA suit. You know, 'cause she's not
Oh, yeah.
part of the crew. That's why I have 10 of them.
Just
Uh,
thought we'd ought to check in. Yeah, body system never hurts.
yeah. So 3 of you are going with her.
I appreciate that.
And then 2 of you are scattered elsewhere near the village. Yeah, you guys go running off, or you're actually behind. So like
Yeah, they're
This-
leading me to
Playing
the
catch
rest
up.
of the group.
this local leads you down towards the Megalith, and as you're getting closer, I mean it's a fucking all-consuming massive structure. It just fills the world. Like as you're close to it, you realize it's enormous in every dimension, and there's not like a horizon, you know. There's no chance you're gonna look past it or over it. It's just towering.
Yeah.
This is the edge of it, and you see they're building, they're adding to it. There are like recesses and tunnels into it, and you see that they've already like left parts of it exposed to where like when they add the new parts, like pegs will, you know, like,
Jigsaw's there.
it jigsaws itself together. This is excellently fashioned, and as you're getting closer to it, you realize this is a massive work. You've never heard of like any hive life form building anything this complex. Like obviously ants and like moles, and there are like a lot of alien bugs that do shit that's kind of crazy nests that are like,
I mean, slugs are pretty close.
yeah.
That's-
I mean the RNAians build massive nests like spider, just huge cobwebs
Yeah.
that cover asteroids, you know, and they make environments there, and they create their own atmospheres. But this is so much bigger than that. And before you get properly close enough that you can like walk around in the tunnels and actually like touch the stone, like this person, you don't really understand what they're saying, but they just kind of like point to you.
Don't lick the monolith.
Don't eat.
Oh,
Do not eat anything when you enter that space,
okay.
and don't take any food with you.
Okay.
And then other than that,
No food or drink allowed in the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
other than that,
Is anyone in the group responding other than Checky? Like,
oh yeah, so you sent out an all call. What?
I'm just wondering. Like, okay, so like, the locals are leading us into the labyrinth. The monolith has.
you get an image back from Nora, and
It's a selfie inside.
it's Amrit and Dubois talking to like a local. They're in a tunnel.
Okay. So I
Like-
show one of the locals I'm with, like, you know,
Yeah, he points you in the
Here.
right direction. You can go find them. They're like only like 100 feet into this stone structure.
Heading
They're
your
not going
way.
any deeper.
yeah.
But you see inside, there are trails of bioluminescent insects.
Oh.
And the workers walk alongside them, and they seem to like almost light the path
Interesting.
into this place. There are like creatures that are kind of like bats, like hang from the ceiling and just kind of like blink at you guys, but they don't do anything. There's like an entire ecosystem inside this space. And the ecosystem exists just about to the end of where the light is. Where the light can pour into this subterranean space, the creatures stop. But up to like almost to the fucking meter, right? They are there. And these just like, there are these bugs that just like come between the tiny cracks and crawl around. They're like the size of like small spiders, right? But they glow just faintly, but they
Eat one.
walk in these perfect trails.
Listen
They
to the
form
impulsive voice.
like ants, perfect lines, so you can follow them through the tunnel if you wanted to. these bioluminescent things. It's just this great work of an alien civilization. You have no idea what the fuck's going on. But when you get like up to the seams in the stone, these seams, like you could barely slip like a knife in it. Like it's precise and it's very close. Shit's wild.
Holy Night of Ian, thanks for the 100 biddies. I agree.
What do you say?
This is going to turn into Dead Space.
It could. Yeah. Dr. Dubois just kind of looks around at the three of you assembled. Kosham, I'm glad that you've come to join us. I was just going to take Amrit deeper into this thing. Not too deep, because I know Court's probably going to have a heart attack if he finds out I've taken him a kilometer into this alien megastructure. But
I'm aneurysming while looking at the selfie.
Where are you?
You're like, wherever they are, they have to use their fucking lights to illuminate this shot, so they're not somewhere good. I'm assuming you'd like to accompany us.
It's fascinating.
That quite indeed.
You're armed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, everyone's armed. Yeah, except Nora. Like.
Yeah. I have a laser pistol.
All right. I am obliged to go deeper into this thing. There is there's a foreign object of interest deeper in the structure.
Foreign.
Yes. Now, the three of you are absolutely not required to explore with me.
What kind of a foreign object?
It
Just
could
alien eggs full of face huggers, nothing crazy.
could be of interest to you. From what I've gathered, something came down from the sky. We don't know if it's a spacecraft or if it's a meteor, a meteor of some kind. I'm here to investigate the megalith, but from what I understand, the workers are concerned because something has crashed into the stone structure
How recent?
a few days ago.
That doesn't sound super.
Holy Night of Ian, thanks for the 100 biddies. I agree. I'm on your side.
They have warriors here who will accompany us if we ask them to, and okay, and of course, we are impressively armed at the very least, but I would not advise that you go journeying into these tunnels without consulting your security officer or your captain.
Yes.
You might be my ride home. I don't need Court to be upset with me the whole time.
As fascinating as it all is, I have no interest in hostels or some unknown factor.
Danger.
Unknown factors tend to be the most exciting and dangerous, so I understand.
Yes, I understand that, but I have places to be.
Mm-hmm. This might be my place to be, so I need to go figure it out.
Certainly.
But in the meantime, before we get into any of that, she's
Dr. Andrews and Amrit.
Mm-hmm.
Amrit, are you venturing in with good doctor?
I'd really like to, but I don't think I should. I need to talk to Court.
Good.
Yes, I may stay back myself. I did want to get a look, but I'm not too keen. Amrit?
I haven't decided yet. I know I need to consult with Captain Aira or Court, but I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot to be learned from a place like this?
He's got the psychic pull.
Why do you think she came here?
Yeah.
The brain pull.
She like while you guys are talking, she puts her hand on the wall,
Yeah.
and her eyes turn black, and she just starts feeling things. Yeah.
Just from what I understand about the Yakata, like, do their asteroids, meteorites, what is it?
They are asteroids. Yeah.
Do their asteroids
Asteroidic.
have like a psionic pull like that?
I mean, they could.
But
They
not generally.
again, Akata are passively psionic
Yeah.
creatures.
They're
So
being lured.
you don't know. Scions. Scions are going to be one of the big problems for you in this campaign, aren't they, Ian?
Everything's a problem for me in this campaign.
Oh, I know.
Has anyone been out to see this foreign object? The locals, perhaps.
From what I understand, only some of the locals.
Any of the other scientists?
No. They have a drone they can send to go examine it, and they will to bring back samples before I head in. I'm just trying to get a read of this place. My first concern is to understand the megalith if possible, and if whatever this foreign object is will be a problem, I'm going to move on to somewhere else. There's a whole lot of planet to cover here.
How long have you been studying this?
A couple months? I mean, I've been aware of it my whole life.
3 hours.
Yeah.
I've been aware of it my whole life, but I just got done with another job, and I thought maybe it's time to go see the Labyrinth.
Fascinating. I can't justify going any further in
No,
without,
no,
without
absolutely
briefing,
not.
so
I'm not going in anytime soon. Yeah, we wait. They're going to send a drone to go pick up a sample and get some shots of whatever the foreign body is. It's pretty close by comparatively to like the size of this megastructure, but you know, it's a couple kilometers away. So,
how do they build this? What do they?
Nora, just
They have great tools.
effort.
They move these slabs themselves.
The effort of hundreds of millions of primitive people. It's incredible.
Daunting.
Our modern human society can barely build things on this structure or on this scale with all of our advancements and our technology and with our numbers, our billions, and I mean, I understand why Helena's here to study this thing. It's boggling.
Hi, you're sweet.
We should head back to the ship.
Aye.
Armrit kind of like he's taking one of his gloves of his EVA off, and he's like kind of thinking about like touching the wall, and he doesn't, and you guys all leave. But
So not safe.
it should be safe.
No balls.
You know, I think we should talk to everyone else before we do anything.
Stay away from the monolith. You dumb assholes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're heading back.
This is a titanic earthen structure with countless, millions of miles of tunnel. And she wants to just go like a couple kilometers in to find whatever crashed into it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's way too deep. And of course, none of you have to go with her.
Too deep.
None of you have to go after her at all. But if she goes missing, then you need
Then
to.
we have a problem.
You have a problem, and you need to either find her or stay for 2 weeks. And if she doesn't come back up, then just bail and tell everyone, hey, she went missing.
I mean, she's aight, but
You could do it. It's not a great result, but you can do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look awesome.
what is my grandma not going to send me a Christmas card because I didn't go in? Like, come on.
I mean, it was our job to transport her, not to protect her.
No, absolutely not.
And my grandma's dead.
I hate my grandma. You know, yeah. You get to just explore these woods. It's a good time.
Yeah. Well, and mainly he's just like trying to get the layout near the ship and the rest, and he probably perches at some point in that large tree. And instead of actually exploring it, I imagine that he just sits there and sees what they're doing. Like if there's does the indigenous people walk up to the ship? Do they interact with anything? Do they have patterns? Do they go off in the woods or like?
They go off in the woods mostly to just like forage and get material. They make fresh tools and stuff all the damn time. And they're working.
Yeah. You're just looking for anything off, and mainly just trying to take in which area is safe.
Nothing seems particularly off. This village, though, one thing you've noticed, these people like exist near the megalith. They don't seem to be actively working on it.
Yeah,
Or if
that's
they
the
do,
one thing.
they go to it and they work there, but you haven't seen what they do there. But like, you're not seeing any massive stone being like carved in the middle of this village, right?
Well, yeah, because it probably has to do with something within the tunnels or within, or like they somehow bring it on top. That dust storm, like again, that'll take the drone to figure out what's going up there.
Court.
Yep.
You are taken out into the woods by this child, and he leads you to like a little kind of just like cave in the ground. It doesn't seem very deep. It's a pretty like shallow, just like hole in the earth. But you see at the bottom of it there is what appears to be liquid water. It's almost like a little like well. And crawling around in the water there are these bioluminescent grubs. It's the same things. And the kid just like the kid just kind of like points down at it. He just wanted to show you because you definitely seemed curious about it.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. So they live in the water. They live underground. Avoid sunlight, obviously. But if they're symbiotic, they're just fine, it seems. Give them a little thank you. Yeah, bye.
And he runs off back towards the village. He has to go. But yeah, he just kind of leaves you hang out in the woods.
I got my little PDA with the info, right? Is there a section where there's, like how they teach sign language where they have photos of somebody or videos of somebody making the signs?
They have some like limited stuff about it, yeah.
Limited stuff. So I would not be able to find kiss the sky, pound the table.
From what you see, actually, it seems like they're talking about like a falling star. Like something fiery and bright came down from the sky and landed in the middle of their great work.
Okay, the family was telling me about this falling.
Yeah, and from what you could kind of pick up, one of those adults is telling the kid, like, don't go play over there. Like, don't hang out over there right now.
So they have a sense of danger.
Yes, they just don't know what's going on.
Great. Super cool. Awesome. I give the bugs in the water a little nod. I figure they're probably sentient enough to understand some politeness, and I'm going to sulk off back to the ship.
Okay.
Loads of fun.
You go sulk.
I go think.
That night, a drone is deployed before Helena goes to explore the next day. So she'll explore like at first light, basically.
Yeah?
But a drone is sent to go pick up samples and images of whatever crashed in the middle of the megalith. And when they come back, do any of you want to go see what that might have been?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You also are then authorized to use a drone to fly it over those distant mountains.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And it would just be a rudimentary like aerial just like seeing what's going on.
It'd be one of the drones you guys use to scan the outside of the ship, right?
Yeah.
And with like a range extender, Tabari and Reva help you rig a range extender and you can send it flying. That's fine.
Yeah, he'll do that very early in the morning, first light.
you go send your drone flying over there, and it's exactly like what Ian was kind of postulating.
Yo!
They are carving
Yeah.
a huge kind of like L-shaped block out of the mountain. It's very.
It's for their whole species. You got taken over by grubs. L.
L.
Oh,
And they are like moving it with the assistance of beasts that you've not seen in the village, but these are like tamed. These are beasts of burden. They're pretty big. They're like huge beetles, basically. They're like beetles the size of a tank. You know, they're these huge six-legged, carapaced insects with like multiple like curving horns. And they have the assistance of these beasts and these cranes, and they're using these simple tools, and they're just slowly shifting what must be millions of pounds of rock, you know?
oh. Actually, he's gonna message Helena then. Right, and show him
yeah.
actually some video feed and the rest of like the highlights and the rest.
You send that to her?
Hey, got you a scoop and the rest. Well, I know that you probably will enjoy it much more than I.
You send it and you don't get like a reply, because at this time she's in the tunnels. Because you did that in the morning, right?
First thing. Oh, she already went in during.
She's already in the tunnels.
She's not even gonna get the briefing on what's. the
Sorry,
feed?
I did that out of
Oh,
order.
okay. I was like, wait
You
a
guys
minute.
get the
Oh.
briefing on the feed before.
I would have said something to her about that.
She's gonna go into those fucking tunnels, no
I
matter
know.
like what it is.
But it was one of those things where it's like, look, I'm not your security officer, but as a security officer, don't go in those tunnels before seeing some video footage at least.
No.
Come on.
They don't get any physical samples because of what they find, but they do get images and video,
What did they find?
and they get a spectral analysis at least.
Yeah.
It is a ship.
Oh God.
It's not an
course.
asteroid. It's not like some crashed like rubble.
Yeah.
It is a crashed ship. It's pretty extensively damaged. It seems to be like a small, like a very small, it's like Razor Crest size, not a fighter, but it's a ship with like a little bit of a hull. And from what you can tell, it's not made of like metal, but it's a mostly kind of organic ship that's kind of composed of like coral and
Rock?
like rock and other like growths.
Yeah. Rock people.
Oh no! It's not like it's not one of their lithic things.
Okay.
Although they would love this planet.
It's gonna be like, ooh, that's a rough one, bud.
Dab Xanigans. The
But
rough ones.
the most like concerning thing about this image, there is like a canopy. There's like a what should be like a glass kind of style, maybe like a see-through
Viewport.
crystal viewport. And there is a vaguely humanoid shape inside, but most of it is obscured by this thick kind of orange gas. Like this gas has flooded the entire interior of the vessel, or at the very least flooded the pilot's chamber. But otherwise, it's just like a smoking, twisted wreck.
And there's no like, Ashton isn't sitting there immediately as our xenobiologist just being like, oh yeah, these guys.
Ashton and Nora can identify it because it's too obscured. The image quality is good. It's not quite high enough. The lighting's terrible. But more importantly, like it's just like a vaguely humanoid silhouette obscured by orange gas.
Well, no, but like, how many people fly around in coral?
Coral starships,
Right?
Not a lot.
Yeah, but there's multiple.
There's like a
There's
handful.
options.
There's a handful.
Am I familiar with?
How many
who
of them
this could
are
be?
like, oh hey, what's up, bro? Options, and how many are like, just blow it up from orbit options?
It's about 50-50
Great.
that I can think of offhand. Yeah.
It's 100% not friendly then. If it's a 50-50 chance, I'm not lucky.
That's the safest assumption, isn't it?
It's not only the safest assumption, it is simply correct. I don't get lucky like that.
I have ideas about what this could be. Would Kosham have any kind of? Does this any of this
If
sound?
you can roll like a 16 no right now,
Absolutely
I don't
not.
think you're capable of that.
No, I'm not.
With some inspiration.
Not even.
I think you could be with inspiration.
Ugh.
12s and a 4.
Yeah.
I have a -1 for no.
That's not
So
good.
a 12 and a 5.
Listen, I'll roll it, but
Roll it, see what the numbers are. And then, maybe inspiration will come from there.
there's 10.
So a 9 total.
11. So we're at 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
You roll a 6 on your d6.
I have a
He's a
D4.
D4.
Oh,
Oh,
you roll a 6 on your d4.
yeah.
I don't think it's in there.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
So in the briefing, is like everyone invited, or is it just?
Yeah, everyone's invited. That's fine. You guys are basically like an open call with the scientists in the research station.
Say, Helena, I mean, are you sure that's a good idea and the rest? I don't think that's a local thing that's going on in there.
Oh, that's definitely not a local thing, Shecky. I don't think she should be going at all. But I don't know. Court, what do you think?
I think it's excruciatingly dangerous.
Yeah.
I think it's 100% dangerous. I bet the gas is toxic. I bet whatever life form's in there, if it's alive, it is alive and it's hostile. Abjectly.
Were there any signs of life from the drone scans or just the ship? Any heat signatures?
I mean, the creature in the cockpit had a heat signature.
So there's something alive.
Yeah.
And it's hostile.
Potentially.
We don't,
No. It is.
Court, I know you're being safe, but we don't know that it's hostile.
Oh, I got like 3,000 credits on it.
That I'll fucking take you on that. But she shakes your goddamn hand and she tells you there could be someone dying in need in there. And even if there weren't, I know it's not my problem, but these people can't allow this thing to exist in the middle of their great cultural work, right?
God, can we just get...
And I don't know if they are capable of handling it themselves.
You got spears. You stab anything enough times, right? And look, I totally sympathize with your whole, hey, it could be someone really cool that's in need of help. How many alien doctors do we have? Nora doesn't know what this thing is. We gonna be able to put
I would
Humpty
need to
Dumpty
be
back
closer.
together? Or,
I could probably tell you what it is. It looks humanoid. I would need to be closer. Or we would need more advanced scanners.
do we have
or-
more advanced scanners?
We could try to make them.
Drone master?
You and Tabari could try to manufacture an upgrade to your scanners.
Would take a bit of work in the rest.
We got time.
As long as you're not too hasty in the rest.
Number
We can
4 is
see
a
if we
very
can cook
brave
some up.
bot.
Yeah. Tabari, let's see what we can whip up. I think I got a... Here.
All
Take
I'm
some
saying is the
schematics.
locals are super freaked out about it and don't want anybody going
Holy
there
shit.
as is.
Tabari's good. He's very good at what he does.
Lad.
He can do this if you give him like 2 days.
Yeah.
If you can roll well, you guys can do it in a day.
All right. Does he need me to be in the fixed side of things or in the working side of things?
What's better? They
Work.
both work. Do work.
Yeah, because like, just tell me what
Yeah.
to do and assemble, and the rest I can do all.
Roll work.
Okay, so. Oh, thank God it was.
Spears are the
All right,
superior
so
melee
9.
weapons.
Well, and actually, since like can I use my dexterity just for working, or is it just like, does it have to be wisdom? Probably a wisdom.
Dexterity works actually.
Okay, you'd use that 11.
Ooh, nice. You're both good.
Beautiful.
I have a request from you, but of course this is ultimately under your jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning to put these advanced sensors on the research team's drone or on our unit number 4?
What holds better?
Honestly, if we put them on number 2.
Hi, Kit Kat.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
But are you planning on sending our security drone? It's not drone. Our security robot in.
How expensive are security drones? Like number 2. What am I costing the company by
middling?
risking?
I mean, you're looking at like, without any of his current like security upgrades, which like includes his light armor, his weapon proficiency,
Yeah.
and his slightly improved personality mainframe. You're looking at already like 50,000 credits.
That's a lot of credits.
With all that other shit on, you're then getting closer to like 120. You know? He's a pretty expensive robot, but he wouldn't like, they'd dock the fuck out of your pay. But it's not like you get fired or reassigned
They can't
because of
fire
it.
me.
Well,
They could, and they'd put you in a shittier job.
Right.
Well, I think if we just put it on the drone and the rest, and if the drone does actually malfunction because of a hostile intent, at least then we know what it is actually in fact hostile, and rather than trying to explore it with ourselves, we should probably call for an extra team. Or
So-
somebody, I don't know.
I'd recommend
hopefully come in.
utilizing their drone since we're not technically
Okay.
cleared for this kind of interaction.
Okay. And really the reason I'm asking that is because if you wanted to choose number 2 or number 4, you'd be permanently upgrading one of your droids, which is pretty cool. You know, like this is a permanent scanner upgrade.
Yeah. Well, we know how to do it. We can
Yeah.
always. We got long trips on the way home. We can always do it again.
Okay. If we roll that well again. Cool. We craft an upgrade.
I also
for
think
the
that
drone.
4 has seen enough Eldritch Terrors through his days. I think he's earned a little bit of retirement. A little more than the year and a half we've given him.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, we'll use
Yeah.
their drone.
So yeah, Helena, I guess, she won't go out since we want to do more recon. That's
Thank
fine. She's still going to go into the tunnels, just not that far. She's
I
still
hate
going to go
that.
examine the megalith and stuff. But like,
Has she been getting any premonitions?
none that she's sharing unless you ask explicitly.
I 100% do.
You ask her and she just tells you.
This giant creepy mountain thing that all of my friends seem to want to wander into haphazardly. Yeah, I kind of want to know.
If we're being honest, Court, I wish I had more specific information. This thing, someday, this thing's going to cover this whole planet. I have no doubt. These people will make technological advancements if it's necessary to the completion of this work. And I have no clue what the purpose is.
Well, it's for the grubs.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, are we really going to play the maybe game? I feel like that one's a pretty obvious one, right? The bugs are the psionics. The bugs are the one interconnecting everybody.
From what I understand, these people were building things in this world long before they had any kind of interaction with psionics. The psionics here simply facilitated a sort of a global initiative. It expedited and advanced their work. But this is a very, very old project. You guys craft your upgrade. You wait another day. It's been 2 days here.
Clean off my hands. I think it's actually about ready to be done.
That next morning we send the thing out, the drone. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
cool.
I'm very actively watching.
Well, then we can actually see the differences too. Like, if they are live in there and the rest, there'll be probably signs on the ship itself. That is.
The morning shift was on.
No.
Oh shit!
Oh God.
Tyler Weiss, a 20 for 20. What is rolled next is a critical success. Hopefully, it is the drone searching something.
I can make that a roll,
I would love for that to be a roll now.
or it could be something else, and I think something else could be useful. Well, let's hold on. You guys
What happens, happens.
do your thing. Send the drone out. It takes a couple minutes to get there, but it returns to the crash site, which is like this ship has like blasted through like the rock into
Thick ass rock.
pretty thick rock. Yeah. Into one of the like higher tunnels in this structure. And it's just sitting in this like chamber. The drone returns to the location. The ship is undisturbed. The pilot is still unconscious in the seat. They're in the like chamber, surrounded by this gas.
Presumed unconscious.
Yeah, it hasn't moved
Yeah.
in the day in 24 hours.
Could
or
be waiting in
22
ambush.
hours. The drone scans it. That is a living creature with brainwave activity. It seems to have 2 hearts.
That's That's got to narrow down our list of potentials.
That narrows down our list a lot. What?
I feel like I know what this is.
Oh.
It's fine.
I want to know the location of those 2 hearts for called shots later.
In the chest.
Sweet.
Is a similar physiology to humans,
I
at
can shoot
least.
something in the chest.
It's taller, it's longer, it has much denser muscle. But this creature scans it up and down, or not scan a creature. This drone scans it up and down, gets all the radar. Like this thing's alive and it's comatose, and whatever this gas is, the creature can breathe it. So it's not at least.
So it breathes a different atmosphere. It has 2
Possibly.
hearts, and it drives coral. Holy Night of Ian, thanks for the 45 biddies. I too hope that your 20 for 20 doesn't actively get someone killed again.
Nora comes back with information.
Yeah.
She actually is like a conclusive find.
God, I hope I'm wrong.
And she's like reading she's going through her
Lose the bet,
database,
lose the bet,
and
lose
she's
the
just
bet,
like kind of
lose the bet, lose the bet,
freaking out a little bit reading it. Okay, we have, I don't think this is a problem for us, but this might be a problem for someone. This is a time rider. Time riders are a species of creatures. They're one of the few creatures we know of anywhere that can manipulate temporal energy.
I hate it.
They don't have a homeworld. We have not identified anything about their origin, their point of origin. We don't even know what time they're from. They don't have any recorded history of issues with humans, but we also have just had very few encounters with them as a species.
Okay.
What I do understand is that they're very warlike and they hunt psionic monsters.
They're after the queen grub, baby.
So whatever this thing is here, it is either here because there is a lot of psionic energy on this planet, and it's here to hunt its natural prey,
Queen grub who's organizing all this bullshit.
or it's here because its ship crashed and it happened to be in a perfect environment.
Little column A, little column B. I say we patch our boy up and let him go slaughter Queen grub. I'd be more than happy to let that go.
Whatever this
We don't know how to patch
Whatever
him up.
this being is, it's alive, it's comatose. It should be able to breathe the atmosphere on this planet with minor discomfort. The gas is toxic. Our filters should be able to protect us from it.
Cool. But you don't have the medical technology to fix our boy up?
I could perform a lot of basic stuff, but I don't have enough specific knowledge about his species in case there's anything internally wrong.
So, not to just jump to being an asshole here, but what's the vote on course of action? We try to take this thing out of the toxic gas cloud, haul it back to the ship, put him back together just so he goes and hunts Queen Grub and destroys the entire psionic ability of all these people on this planet.
We can't bring
Or
this,
we puck a grenade in the cockpit and call her a day.
we can't bring this creature back to the ship. We have 2 native scions aboard our ship.
Exactly. I'm just saying, right? If we're following the super nice guy course of action, we're putting all of ourselves, and especially our crew members, plus potentially this entire symbiotic relationship of everybody on the planet here, in massive danger. But if we go up and we send 4 in with his little graspy arm and a couple frags and just have a baseball and park it in, right? Then we're done.
Dr. Andrews, do they have any means of communication that we know of? They verbalize.
He's in a coma.
They seem to be able to speak Galactic Basic and English, from what I understand.
How well known is it, like in the galaxy, that like creatures exist that can manipulate time? Because that seems
It's a first for me.
Yeah, that seems really wacky.
There are like a few things that can like de-age themselves, or who can like enter drive space, like spike drive space, organically, which is technically a manipulation of time,
Yeah.
right?
But it's not common knowledge that beings like this exist, is it?
It's not among civilians.
Okay, that's what I
Like,
thought.
scientists would know, oh yeah, in very rare circumstances, there are creatures that can manipulate their personal association with energy.
That's what I figured.
Like,
Okay.
that's fine.
So I'm sorry. I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that this being can travel through time
I'm actively avoiding that part of the brains.
and does so to hunt psionics of any kind of
Specifically,
hostile site.
from what I understand, psionic predatory creatures.
And they've
Mama grub.
crash landed here, so either a pure accident or
Mama
with
grub.
intent,
Mama grub.
seeking something.
Mama grub.
Riva is it possible this thing's been shot down? Are our sensors even scanning atmospheric? There could be another ship on this planet and we wouldn't even know it right now.
How?
Who?
I can't scan the whole planet, can I?
We can scan locally. We could do a
We could send out a ping.
we could do a radar ping out to, I mean, hell, we could cover half the globe.
I'm sorry. That's almost more concerning than this this time rider. Who would shoot a time rider out of the sky?
An anti-time rider. A time downer.
Psionic predatory creatures, right?
Mama grub.
Do they have such technology on this planet?
Not on this
No,
planet.
that would be another ship.
Yeah, that would have to be ship to ship, or he limped here on a damaged engine.
I'm afraid we probably just don't know enough to make a conclusion whether to kill him or not without actually even trying to attempt communication. By the seams of it, it's unconscious.
We could communicate with it remotely.
If it responds,
Well,
maybe
if
we'd
it's
know
not in a
more.
coma, right?
If we can,
That's the first thing that I think that we should set up if we're going to make any sort of action.
And it travels in a poisonous gas.
We can send 4. 4 can talk. We can talk through 4. And Pac didn't buy him, so technically we can just kind of do whatever we want with the guy.
no, he has a good point.
Has it means of translation?
4 is our personal
No,
property.
it doesn't need it if it speaks common, right? I'll just PA through. Let's just get 4 on the way right now.
Can 4 administer
Oh,
first aid?
Absolutely not. No. No chance.
Nothing beyond a really basic.
He could bring in a martini.
I could give 4.
a stiff drink?
A bottle of whiskey, a barrel of whiskey,
I
like
could
a
give
Doberman or-
4
or
a
a
spray of.
acid.
I could give it a spray of nanites, but we don't have a lot of that. I have
Med
that.
kit.
I have that for restoring like lethal wounds. You know, I could give 4 some of that, and it could administer it. It's very simple.
Oh, those are expensive.
The company replenishes them. I just, we don't have a lot of it.
I could file that away. Put one on 4 just in case, but I want to talk to this thing, and I want to get some good responses before we go patching together big Scion Hunter.
You guys going just a little bit longer? Is that okay?
Sure.
I don't even know what time it is.
It's just past 10. It's 10, almost 15.
We're going late, lads,
We always go late on this one. I don't know why. We fun.
because nobody has work in the morning.
I do.
T does, but T doesn't give a fuck.
Who?
Not till 9:30.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna send 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it a nanite spray as a backup, but otherwise we're just gonna.
I'm cool with a flask of whiskey too.
Cool.
Peace offering.
Okay, that drone comes back. 4 is gonna. We're gonna.
Well, I'd almost
I'd
say
just
send them
leave
in
it.
tandem.
Yeah.
Keep eyes on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's no
Keep
reason,
No reason not
to recall
to.
that drone.
That's
right?
fine. Yeah, then Riva's gonna help you take 4 down to the site. Yeah, or are you gonna stay here?
I'm just. I
Fuck
can.
yeah,
I
you're
can
right, you'll
have him remote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then Riva will take him down to the Megalith
Oh, we gotta
entrance.
like take him to the entrance.
Yeah, well, so then he can.
It'll be
I'd
faster.
go with
It'll be
that.
faster. Yeah.
I'd go with.
He's not great on
that.
uneven terrain. you
Yeah,
know,
that's
so,
fair.
like, But then, yeah, as soon as he's on the smooth stone tunnels,
Then
then
he's
we
Gucci.
let him loose. She turns him on, and he's like powered up. Just kind of looks around. Hello.
Hey man, we're gonna go. We're gonna have you go talk to an alien, and it's gonna be real neat. And he might need some help, so we're gonna figure that out.
I understand, strange voice. Who is speaking to me?
Oh, it's Court.
Court. Security officer.
Yeah.
Thank you. My systems are rebooting. Alien life form?
Yeah. Time downer. Time upper. What's it called?
Time Rider.
Time rider.
They ride time.
Yeah.
Ride the time stream. Understood. Downloading digital map. Yeah, and then he just follows the same course that the other drone took.
This little Wally guy.
Yeah,
My
just a
lad.
little dude. He's like rolling around. He's like looking. You see his like eyes. He's still following the path. He doesn't need to look when
He's
he's
totally
moving.
checking it out.
But his eyes are like staring at like the little glowing bug lines that are just like leading through this place. They're in every corridor. Like it's.
I feel so bad sending him,
Oh, poor guy.
but I ain't gonna send myself. So.
Or any of your friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He gets. He goes like quite some way. He's a lot slower than that other drone, right?
That's okay. I've got all day.
It takes him like an hour,
Cool.
but he gets there.
Are you
I'll
guys
eat
coming
lunch.
back to the ship, or
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Yeah, we're going back to that research station. That's kind of that central hub.
Yeah.
Where we have access to all the screens and stuff.
Roll notice. Oh shit.
It
Max.
is a critical success.
Max roll. Yeah. Sixes.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
13 in totality with notice.
Oh shit.
Unless I had charisma or dex for some reason.
You are going, and you hear his treads like squish through like some kind of liquid, some kind of like thick liquid, and he just keeps going, like he's following his path, you know?
Thick way.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You don't tell him to stop.
No, I would.
Okay.
I would check out the liquid real
Yeah,
quick.
he-
Be like, "Hey, hold on, you fucked with something.
He then like rotates
check,
his
make sure
entire
we're good.
torso, but his treads are the same. Backs over.
I love him.
And it's just this like thick purple like goo on the stone that's slightly acidic and like kind of like melting the stone just a tiny bit.
That normal.
I don't know. I'm not qualified to she just
None of the researchers.
Minerva, I'll call, please. And then yeah, they kind of look it over.
Like I wouldn't have asked Reba. I know she doesn't know.
They can identify that. That does not belong here.
Is it very obviously going somewhere
Or coming from.
or coming from somewhere?
It's just been through this tunnel. And this tunnel's, you know, the way to go.
Going out or
You can't
Going
really
in.
tell. It's just like a puddle.
Oh, it's a puddle.
It's just a puddle of this thick kind of goo.
Does it look like it was trailed or like slithered through or something?
Only
or?
by these two little cute treads.
Now through, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is
okay.
he gonna eat his treads?
Is there anything on the ceiling?
No, his treads are metal. They're not going to melt. He looks up and around. There are these little like indentations in the rock that you
Footprints?
like something with like spiked
Yeah.
feet has been like climbing along the
Oh,
ceiling
Going in a direction, a discernible direction?
with a full notice.
Yeah.
Out.
Cool.
Oh.
Something's out and about.
Your security feed from the drone on the ship is still intact.
Yeah.
That shit has not changed.
Yeah, there's no change there. Something else. It has left the ship potentially.
Probably.
Can that drone look up at the ceiling by the ship? Give a little scan, looking for
Yeah,
Gypsies?
it hasn't had a reason to yet.
Cool. Is it like it followed the ship's path in and came through, or did it come out of the ship?
The claw marks start at the wall like 20 feet from the ship.
Cool. Where some big psionic predator was released from the hold, mayhap. Cool.
Is the heat signature still there?
Yeah, the guy's still in the ship.
Oh God.
All right. Well, it's very pertinent that I talk to him now.
Okay.
Can we just put out the call to the humans at very least with a nice little lockdown?
Yeah, lock in on the ship or
Yeah.
Minerva's gonna go tell the locals that there's something
yeah.
Something's coming.
about.
Yeah.
and everyone's gonna lock down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have number 2 on sensory duty as well.
So are we locking down in their headquarters or in our ship?
In the ship.
Everywhere.
The
The hab
ship
is.
can
No,
take
but
off.
where, I'm saying where are we?
We are in the ship,
standing?
and we're calling them in the hab.
Got it.
Good luck.
They're
scientists.
feeding us. They're feeding us their drones camera, and we're feeding them our drones camera.
Yeah.
So we're all sharing.
Could we do like just a little pre-flight, warm up? So we don't have to take to space, mayhap, but at least, outside of giant psionic terror spider jumping range.
Sounds fair
Yep,
to
on
me.
it.
Oh, you've really nailed it in your head, haven't you?
Why do you gotta say it like that?
You guys, your drone continues, and when he eventually gets to this chamber with this ship, 4 rolls on in.
Hey,
Wait for
yo,
him.
you good, bud?
No response. The other drone, you see the other drone's speed is suddenly scanning your drone. It's like, oh, there's something happening. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Can
Robots look at each
can
other.
4 gain access
Spider-Man.
to the cockpit?
4 can get right up next to it and extend his little arms and touch it. But it's not like, can he open it? Who knows?
It's busted open, right?
No, the cockpit's closed.
Oh, okay.
Because the pilot's in an enclosed space full of gas.
Okay.
It's like the whole of the ship and the back of it's twisted and wrecked.
So it didn't come out of this. Did that thing take down that ship?
That's what I'm worried about.
4 rolls on up to it and goes and kind of just like bing, 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 ding, ding, taps on this like glass canopy. It immediately, the glass like shatters
Ejects.
outward.
Oh no.
It shoots open and the gas flows out, and your like vision from 4 scanner is temporarily obscured by orange until he switches to a different filter. And then you just see this tall, lean humanoid figure sits bolt upright in his seat, grabs the 2 edges of the ship's open canopy, and like launches himself out onto his feet, standing.
Hey, well, easy there, buddy. It's been a couple of days.
The thing stops, turns, looks at this drone in front of him, and then kind of backs up a little bit, and just like has his hands out.
Yeah, no, it's all good. We don't got no weapons.
Tall, gaunt,
You understand me?
sunken eyes, sallow skin, covered in black tattoos.
God, you were terrifying.
These like thick, kind of like barbous, like horns that grow along the chin, like almost like a beard, And then just like this long, kind of like thick black braid that runs down the center of the head.
Dope.
Yeah. And the creature just
You understanding me?
and then it looks directly at your camera and then just like slowly walks towards, and 4 like backs up a little bit, and he walks up, grabs 4's head,
It will be easy
looks
with my
directly into
bullet.
it.
This bot isn't made for this.
Humans.
I honestly hate that you know that so fast, but it's all good. You want some whiskey, my guy?
Whiskey.
Yeah, just a little drink. How you feeling? There's some medical equipment with the drone.
Puts the drone down. It kind of like coughs a little bit. The air is foul. Whiskey.
Or give him the whiskey. Let's make friends.
He like
Hopefully.
bites down on the metal like top and just like rips it off with
well,
his teeth.
You just screw it. Yeah,
And
it's all right.
He
bud.
just starts drinking it. Stronger than I remember.
It's a pretty decent make. Hey, did you have some giant I crawl on the ceiling and murder the shit out of everything?
At that point, his eyes just like shoot open and then turn bright purple. It's loose.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh God!
The bot can lead you down its trail. What are we looking at here? Because, I'm also on this planet.
Mind stalker. It collects intellect. It is empowered
You're safe.
by the consumption of sentient minds.
Cool.
I had
I'm so
one.
glad we're here with a bunch of scientists.
He had a second. I had one frozen in transport.
Ah.
I was taking it to the fighting pits.
Neat. How do we help you get back onto that track? Because I really hate the track that we're on right now. That's the whole, like, it's currently stalking me and my friend's path.
He doesn't respond. He just climbs back into his ship and is like leaning. You know, he's like half in it. Just like you just like see his ass basically, and he's just like rooting around in it. Gets out with this long silver sword with like a ruby crusted in the fucking pommel of it, like medieval shit. Yeah. Right? Climbs out. I'm ready. And then he starts running. He just runs off into the That's it. The hab is on full lockdown. The village has been alerted, and their warriors are going to assemble and at least try to mount a defense.
Oh no.
And Helena Dubois is standing here in the fucking bridge of your ship as everyone's watching this feed. She looks around at all of you. I don't know about all of you folks, but I'm not going to let whatever that thing is roam around out there at night and kill these people.
Hey, look, right. I appreciate the initiative. Let's, before we just start going and hitting the jungle nom style, at least talk about some strategy here. We got one decent-sized ship with one decent-sized gun attached to it. We don't gotta, like, make eye contact with this spider thing, right? You'd be totally cool, you know, we can fly around, we can use some scanners, and if we pick it up, we blast it from orbit.
Yeah, but if it's anywhere near the village, you're going to cause a lot of collateral damage.
Can
is the
Four or
problem.
that drone keep up with the rider?
The drone is trying to, yeah.
Well, what do we know about that thing that apparently hunts others?
Four's way behind.
That alien knew. What do we know?
He's not telling us much of nothing.
Mind Stalker. I'll get on
We
it.
gotta keep
Nora's
keep
just
our eyes
starts
on
doing
him.
some research. And
Devours intellect, goes after sentient beings, right? I'm just saying, the tastiest morsels here in the hub. Or Mama Grow.
I mean, if we're just going to hunt it, well, that alien's already hunting it and the rest, but we need to figure out what its weaknesses are first.
I would love nothing more than to just...
if you want to talk about strategy, maybe we should consider grouping up with whatever this alien is that's hunting this thing.
I yell back
That's the
through
only one
drone.
that knows what's going on.
I'll yell back at him through the drone. Let us help you out. We got weapons.
Yeah, he's just sprinting. Your drones... Four is like way behind him at this
Yeah.
point, though, and the other ones follow.
I can't speak through the other drone.
No.
Okay. I flash the high beams.
Oh, yeah, isn't there another drone watching from... Oh, no, they were both in there.
They're both in there.
Okay. The dude ran off into the tunnels.
Yeah.
In the direction that it went?
Yeah.
Like,
in the
it's following the... Okay.
Can we just follow the spikes if we can't follow the guy?
you can try, yeah. But if it at any point dismounted from the ceiling,
Yeah.
then the spikes are gone. You know.
Flashing the high beams doesn't get his attention. I don't think he's too keen to talking to us.
No. He is possessed by the singular spirit of a hunter.
Right.
He is prey here, and he will chase. He's like not wearing armor or anything. He's
He's
just
got
like,
a sword and a dream.
Yeah, he has like some kind of like metallic-y kind of leathery loincloth, and that's literally it. And he's chasing this thing down
Xiao
with a
Fei,
sword.
stop.
With a sword.
Talk to me.
Captain, do we take to the air? We say.
There's no kind of damage we could do with the ship's dorsal cannon that wouldn't be massively harmful to the natives.
Unless, right, the spider thing is far enough away.
What, in the middle of their megalith?
Sure.
Well, it's looking
They
for
got time and stone.
intellect. From what I understand.
Look, right, odds
Helena-
are it's headed this way. But
Helena
we
looks
might
at you.
be able to catch it.
If they don't understand what's going on here, and you open fire on their culture's greatest
Achievement.
achievement,
Well, tell them, right? Like, I'm not saying you don't talk to them at all.
It's complicated, and I don't want to make anything difficult for the people who live here and study this thing.
Could we go plant a bunch of claymores in the woods and tell everybody to sit at home? And, cross our fingers.
I will sit tight here with you because
Okay.
you insist on it. But if I hear a whiff from that village, if I hear that those people are in danger, I am not going to sit by.
Yeah, because you're a good person.
She gets her big fucking gun out and says, "Why do you think I shop big and plentiful?"
What heavy weaponry we got?
Oh, we got rifles, we got...
Any mounted guns and the rest? Because the longer time that we have to repair, as long as we centralize it,
No.
it'll come to us.
Riva just tells
for the
you-
food.
I could fabricate a bipod if you helped me.
That's more than
As long
nothing.
as we have of course, have the machinery to put on that bipod. I'm just thinking of heavy weapons, machinery, anything that we got to throw at it. To
We have
actually hurt it.
rifles. We have semi-automatic rifles. You know how
Yeah.
easy it is to modify that shit?
Incredibly.
What can we do for anti-psionic? Is there anything? Amherst.
Tinfoil. Something.
I have a crackpot idea, but I'd need to talk to the researchers first.
Get talking. That thing's
I-
moving fast.
I have a second idea on top of that, too.
Yeah, he runs out.
Well, we could talk with the away team, at least, or the researchers, I should say, and if the locals, if they're friendly enough, do we consider arming them? As many guns as we can to hunt a bigger predator and everything else like that. It's going to be hunting.
Nora
Not
stops
anything.
typing. You want to put machine guns and laser pistols in the hands of these natives?
Well, there's already a giant, big old alien thing that's going to come down and try and attack them and eat
God,
them.
I super don't.
We don't even know if these guns will. That thing's running around with a fucking sword. A sword.
Tabari that guy's running around with a sword.
I'm not sword fighting a giant spider.
He is.
What do we know that
And we saw how far
our
it got
pistols
him.
are gonna do jack all?
We don't.
He captured that thing.
Who knows how? But I'll tell you what's better than a sword. I've got stowed away on my person a couple fragmentation grenades.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put my pistol down, but I'm not gonna rely on that.
Rifle up, bunker down. It comes and attacks some huts. If you guys really want to go attack this thing,
Wait
I
for
recommend excruciatingly highly against it. I say don't do that. I say we stay in the ship, we get her all nice and tip-topped off, and it starts eating the village, and we take to orbit.
That's a fact.
I like these guys, right? Don't get me wrong. I don't know if we have the capability to safely fight a gigantic brain spider.
I don't know. It wasn't in the fucking.
It's not in the manual.
Mission.
It's not what I'm used to fighting. It's not what any of you are used to fighting.
Speak for yourself. Riva just, yeah. That's all she has to say.
She's so wrong.
She's been through some shit.
Your overconfidence is phenomenal.
Oh, she's not
And
overconfident. She's very unhappy.
crazy great, but
Have you seen these things before?
Not this exactly, but I found a lot of really nasty bush.
Stop.
same.
Stop.
What I'm saying, I ain't risking your lives for these guys I haven't even talked to, right? I hung out with a kid for a couple hours and he showed me some fun stuff. It was neat.
We don't know what's going to hit them, though.
Captain,
They don't know what's coming.
and yeah, Captain Air just. I have to advise that we follow security officer court's advice. But if we have an opportunity that we can help people at minimal risk to ourselves, we should at least consider it.
Hey, look, right? Shoving a grenade down a giant spider's throat and watching it blow up into a gory balloon would be pretty cool. I'm just saying the odds of us being able to safely do that, 0 to none.
At that point, Nora speaks up. She just tells you, she speaks up like very quickly. Nothing we do is safe. And I'm not saying we should take undue risks. As your medical officer, I cannot advise that. But I don't necessarily want to watch these people die. So,
Turn off the TV.
if anything, if we have a chance to help, without getting everyone killed, I think we should take it.
Keep it your research.
Yeah, she goes back to her computer.
I mean, if we find something out where it's like, oh yeah, its face is excruciatingly squishy, and if you shoot it, it just goes down.
Video game
My tone will
Or if
change
there's more
a little,
information
you
you can
know.
pull up on that, anything that you can do to help us to figure out how it hunts or what it
Right now, I've got
what's
a
it patterns.
dude who's literally
I'm working on
mastered
it.
time travel and lives his entire life to hunt down things like this. Just lost it. That's all That's what I'm operating off right now. I live to break into people's houses and learn their shady under business, and then possibly put a bullet between their eyes when they're 100% defenseless. I'm not. What do we learn? Do we learn?
Not this session. When we come back, Nora will be able to give us more specific information about the Mind Stalker. Helena Dubois will decide what's more important, her safety or the safety of these people. And the party will decide where they stand in all of this. Whether they're going to trust the hunting of the Mind Stalker to this Time Rider warrior, and they're going to leave these primitive people to this unforeseen doom, or whether we're going to try to mount some defense and be of some assistance. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This has been Requiem Vast Horizons. Make sure you tune in Monday night for My Hero Academia Dungeons and Dragons, Wednesday night for some Mad King, and Thursday is now, hopefully, we'll see, kind of weekly basis, for game nights. Play some video games, have a good time. But in the meantime, this has been D20 House, signing out.